Euphoria Season 3 just dropped the most dramatic premiere in the show's history, featuring a 5-year time jump that has completely transformed every character's life. Rue is now a drug mule, Cassie is a trad wife engaged to Nate, and Maddie is managing celebrities in Hollywood. But two major characters are completely missing from the premiere episode, and what happened to everyone else in those 5 years is absolutely wild. Euphoria's major Season 3 time jump has given its central characters about 5 years to process the eternal mystery, is this effing play about us? And the answer is yes. Lexi's infamous Season 2 stage production, Our Life, was very much about the explosive dynamic of her friend group. But Season 3 picks up in even more dramatic fashion, and in an entirely new locale, far removed from the hazy suburban California hamlet of East Highland. Sunday's premiere opened somewhere in Chihuahua, Mexico, with Rue admitting that she's been up to nothing good since high school. And that's the understatement of the century, because we literally see her driving a beat-up station wagon over the border between the United States and Mexico, smuggling drugs for Lori, the terrifying queenpin played by Martha Kelly. Remember Lori from Season 2, the woman who gave Rue $10,000 worth of drugs and then trapped her in that nightmare apartment? Well, Lori tracked Rue down after Season 2 ended and forced her to become a personal drug mule. And here's the devastating part. Lori informed Rue that with interest accrued, her former $10,000 debt now stood at $43,887,000. $43 million. Rue owes Lori $43 million. That's not a debt you can ever pay off. That's a life sentence, and that's exactly what Lori intended, to trap Rue in her operation forever. Rue and Faye, remember Faye from Season 2, Fezco's friend, now live with Lori back in California in a rundown home where Lori's operation has grown to include drug manufacturing with assistance from her cousin Harley and his son Wayne, who Rue suspects is inbred. So Rue's living situation has gone from bad to absolutely horrifying. Between gigs swallowing drugs and smuggling them south for Lori, Rue often travels to Los Angeles to visit Lexi, who now lives in her own apartment while working as an assistant to an Emmy-winning TV executive, played by Sharon Stone, on the set of a popular TV show called L.A. Nights, that stars a young heartthrob actor named Dylan. So Lexi got out. She's living in L.A., working in television production, building a real life, but she has no idea what Rue is actually doing to survive. Concealing her real source of income from Lexi, Rue tells her longtime friend that when she leaves the city for extended periods, she's actually visiting her sister Gia, who's at the top of her class in college. But here's the thing, Storm Reed, who played Gia, didn't return to the cast for Season 3, so we don't know if that's true or if Rue is just lying about where Gia is and what she's doing. So Fez is alive in the show, but gone from our world, and the writers are honoring Angus Cloud's memory by keeping Fezco alive in the story, even though we won't see him on screen. Cassie is living the nightmare Maddie predicted. She's isolated, controlled, bored, and desperately trying to prove to everyone back home that she's made something of herself. And the only way she can think to do that is to have a lavish, expensive wedding. She's inspired to do this after seeing on social media the professional success her estranged pal Maddie has found as a celebrity manager in Hollywood. Cassie is so jealous and so desperate that she pressures Nate to spend $50,000 on a floral arrangement for their wedding. $50,000 on flowers for one day. Nate, who desperately seeks investors to construct a major senior living facility as his milestone business project, balks at the price, so Cassie proposes becoming an OnlyFans model to pay for the flowers, and after she threatens to leave him if he doesn't comply, Nate reluctantly agrees. So Cassie has gone from actress to trad wife to potential OnlyFans creator, all while trapped in an engagement with a man who controls and judges everything she does. It's exactly what Maddie warned would happen. Alamo holds Rue hostage, and to test her faith and her claim that God brought them together, he places an apple on top of her head and shoots at it. He succeeds without hitting Rue, and she celebrates her new lease of life and faith in the divine as the episode ends. That's how the premiere ends, with a William Tell apple shooting scene where Rue almost dies, but survives and takes it as proof of divine intervention. Now here's the big question. Where are Jules and Cal? They've been announced as returning main characters, but neither appears in the premiere episode. Maddie briefly mentions Jules, telling Lexi that she heard Jules is working as a sugar baby, so Jules is out there somewhere, presumably in a very dark place if that's how she's surviving. Cal, played by the late Eric Dane, who died in real life, also doesn't appear, though he was last seen in handcuffs after Nate tipped off police about his abusive father. Cal appears in the Season 3 trailer in a moment that seemingly shows him reconnecting with Jules in an unknown location. And it's devastating to watch, but also completely compelling, because this is what Euphoria has always been about: the long-term consequences of trauma, addiction, abuse, and bad choices. The time jump worked, the premiere was shocking, and the season ahead promises even more drama, more guest stars including Natasha Lyonne and Trisha Paytas, and hopefully the return of Jules and Cal in ways that honor the actors we've lost. Euphoria Season 3 is back, and it's more intense than ever.